Hey guys, welcome to my part 2 of FPX Fnatic VOD review. Let's get started. Akali permaban from FunPlus.
Game 1 when they were on red side, they banned Pantheon, they banned Kiana, and they banned
Pantheon, Ryze, Renekton. Pantheon. They have 3 champions they need to ban. Kiana, Ryze, Renekton.
And I still think the Renekton versus Ryze debate is a tough one.
Damn, I love the Gragas ban from FunPlus. Constantly making Brox uncomfortable. Brox is having a really off day, and they're keeping him off one of his best champions.
I feel like that would actually be the ray of hope for Fnatic.
If we get Saya first pick, I think Fnatic can just take the Ryze for themselves. If they ban Renekton,
man, their bans are just exactly where everything needs to be.
They actually do take away the Xayah here, so we're
They're just gonna first pick Kai'Sa.
Main AD carry pick. This could mean Fnatic wants
They're gonna first pick Kai'Sa.
Or the Garen Yuumi again. If
Ryze first pick, wow.
To enable Hylissang to leave the lane.
They don't want Fnatic to take Ryze away.
Yeah, priority too high on the
and they also feel like Reckless Kai'Sa is worthless.
So they're gonna first pick it, and then
damn, they're just crushing them in the pick and ban.
The last remaining of the top
they're crushing them. Fnatic can't not afford to take Kai'Sa, but also taking Kai'Sa feels bad. FPX is like crushing Fnatic under their thumb. They're just reading them like a book.
The question is, what else do Fnatic like?
Broxton still no access to Gragas. Reckless has to take Kai'Sa here. Blippo not gonna get Gangplank. Nemesis can get TF, but hasn't been affected with TF. I love what FPX did, opening up TF in game 1, and then after they beat it, just letting them have TF the whole time and not being afraid of it, where every single team in the tournament other than FPX has permaban TF. Yep, taking Kai'Sa here still doesn't feel that great. They can play Varus again very easily.
Varus, Tahm, Kench are available for FPX, but so is this Renekton.
Oh my god, they could even get Renekton plus Ryze. Renekton, Ryze at least. Play towards top side.
Want to run into it, obviously fearing Gimgun or Renekton up top.
It's banned because it is a flex pick for FPX. It is an incredibly powerful laner.
This breaks the flex by them taking Renekton.
When they have winning
I guess they could run Ryze top Renekton. Ooh, Rek'Sai, not Elise.
Elise is available. Also a very good
I like Elise better than Rek'Sai here.
But Rek'Sai's ultimate can
Rek'Sai's good too, but I like Elise better. Must be a preference thing.
I think if you don't grab it here, there's a high chance it gets banned in the
because there is a perma CC combo with both Renekton and Ryze with Elise, but Rek'Sai is more upfront damage and a little bit better damage balance between Ryze and Rek'Sai. And also, yeah, Rek'Sai good into Elise. A lot of swamp things. Nemesis with one of his signatures, Vega.
It's very interesting because it's kind of hard to play off early on in the lane phase around your mid lane, and we've been talking about
Fnatic ban ADs. Wow, they banned Kench. Kench was not the problem. Kench is not the problem, dog. Also, you can wait to ban Kench until they ban Pyke.
Bully off and create that big zone of control.
I think the Kench ban here is really troll because one of Hilly's best champ is Pyke. And they could have just waited to ban the Kench until the second ban, and that forces the Pyke ban out. Ugh. The early Kench ban is so stupid.
And of course, Vega was used by Fnatic and Nemesis to take down SKT in the group stage.
Let them have Kench, or you can play Pyke. I feel like that's a matchup Fnatic would love.
Tahm, Kench, you would imagine FPX would consider banning the Pyke, as it was one of the picks that we're all looking to, and it's a comfort that
or you ban it second.
very much like to get in his hands.
Exactly.
Vayne ban. What? Why are you afraid of a Vayne? You're Kai'Sa. What?
On the side of Fnatic, they don't necessarily have to show support. They could still show.
Oh my god.
They look at the 2 solo laners anyway on the FPX side, but I think the Pyke ban is smart. I think definitely in this kind of
Kai'Sa is god tier Vayne. Kai'Sa is just better Vayne.
So, what is the bottom lane we're going to see from FunPlus?
Ornn? What?
The gone. The TK is gone.
I guess Ornn into Renekton to survive the Renekton.
If you look at especially Renekton top lane, you need something that can actually stay alive and protect itself if you are about to get tower dive.
It's a lot of scaling though. This is so much scaling for Fnatic.
I mean, to me, still screaming, we're gonna play through bot side. We need something top that can stay alive.
Ooh, Ashe. I've been waiting for an Ashe pick.
Ornn can do that because of his ult team, because of the item.
Well, they saved support until last pick.
See a playmaking support for
and the Chinese team didn't blind Lulu this time. I wonder what you're gonna do.
They know the solo laners. They can last pick support and try and get a winning matchup bot.
Yeah,
what support are you gonna pick that gives you the winning matchup?
Side, and they just go
Leo?
all in here. I think that no matter what the final pick is here for Fnatic, our early game is going to look like
Fane into
FPX
Kai'Sa
with
is
the
really
first
bad
step,
because you have
and
0
can
wave control.
Fnatic outplay? Can they answer those moves?
Second time's the charm.
We're definitely expecting FPX to control around mid with Rek'Sai and Ryze or Renekton. And then Nemesis needs more time before he really starts having a lot of impact. It's not a roaming pick by any means. It's not the Twisted Fate as we have seen the last two. So we most likely will not see.
They can keep swapping back and forth the Ryze and the Renekton. It's so annoying.
This early game is not working.
But I think it's gonna be Doinb Ryze. Doinb Ryze is just way too good for Gimgun to play Ryze instead.
They have our number. Let's try and pack a little bit more team fighting in here. So you have a ton of engage, you have great CC, and you still have a scaling AD carry where Reckless can win you fights in the late game. So I think Fnatic's coaching staff decided, current plan, let's drop it. We know we can win late game team fights against FPX. Now we just have to get there.
Exactly. Complete focus is on time. Can Fnatic buy that time? Quickshot, you were talking about your stats earlier.
This game is going to be really dependent on if Fnatic can survive the early game. Yes, they do outscale. Rek'Sai, Renekton, Lucian, these 3 champions especially, they drop like flies later on. Lucian's actually so fucking worthless when you have to play versus champions like Veigar, champions like Alistar.
To keep their tournament hopes.
Because normally Lucian's big thing and how Lucian scales later on, if he's able to play around CCs, because he can always dodge them with dash, but impossible to dash out of Alistar WQ, Veigar Cage. So Lucian falls off. Rek'Sai, Renekton also falls off versus champions like Kai'Sa, who's going to be able to kite like a fucking god.
To make sure they have a winning mid-lane matchup where they can then roam to the bottom side and set up plays with the Lucian and the Nautilus. While Broxah, he's kind of the bridge in the early game that has to get the team past the early laning phase. If he ends up falling behind here, or if he's not able to actually pull off any sort of counter ganks, then suddenly FPX will have full control.
Deficio, a game and a half ago, we talked a little bit about Broxah, his early game impact, the first half of groups, second half of groups. Is he going to be able to do it? We've seen the Lee Sin back-to-back games.
Fnatic was nothing crazy for level 1 this time.
This man who seems to have struggled against Tian.
Let me read something from his teammate then, Quickshot. And it is from Reckless. His quote at the beginning of group stages. I also know when the tournament starts, everything that you've done before and every theory is out the window. And then it's just up to the people who can handle the pressure when they're up there on stage.
You ain't handling the pressure well.
There's no greater pressure on Fnatic than right now. And can Reckless and Fnatic live up to that quote and be that team?
Well, do you remember a game ago I talked about how much experience Fun plus Phoenix have on this stage? The experience, the ability to step up when it counts. Let me show you how many international games Fnatic played before the 2 they've already accrued. Whippo 32, Broxah 56,
Reckless 74.
Including World Semi-Finals appearances, World Finals appearances, Nemesis.
Rek'Sai's going to do early level 3. Just almost every single Rek'Sai does 3-camp flat side.
These numbers could stop right now if they don't find a way to extend the series.
They've been here before, a lot of the members at least. And I'm actually not concerned about Fnatic like mentally collapsing going into this kind of game. I think the change in strategy might be what they need, at least to feel comfortable going into the game, saying, okay, we don't have to snowball early game. We don't have to tower dive the bot lane as early as possible. We can actually play a little bit more relaxed and just focus on tracking Tian on the Rek'Sai.
Yeah, my focus is going to be on
Fnatic's not going to get level 2 first on bot lane. They're going to have to back up.
Power spike again.
Point.
We're both actually doing so well in lane every single time.
Yeah, Whippo getting a nice trade off there. Grassbrock as well. See if they actually reverse clear here for Tian, because you mentioned
Fnatic's gank setup is so awkward. I think they have good counter gank setup, but I don't really think they have lanes they can gank.
2v2, and Rek'Sai has so many pathways to try and affect that lane and get some early gold in the Renekton.
It's hard to gank bot, hard to gank top, maybe mid. Mid is probably the only lane they can really gank easily.
Highlighted a lot of paths he can take around to still get there and actually gank him. Broxah might path to top side now and actually be there to protect a potential play.
Talking about Broxah, we saw him clearing out his blue buff for the first time all series long. where Fun Plus Phoenix and Fnatic did not contest the first blue spawn. So multiple times in a row that fight happening, and Broxah seems to have snuck himself in here behind LWX and Chris.
Yeah, you're sneaky at
Not
first,
possible
but then you
here. Not
pop
possible.
the plant, and everybody knows where you've been. So LWX
Nautilus has to be
should
fucking dumb to get
playing with
engaged on here.
an
Yeah, not
appropriate
possible.
amount of respect.
Let's open up for top lane, but Whipper right now should know my jungler's bot side, I'm weak side. I need to just step away until I have more information or backup. So right now he can't actually push forward without getting risked, without potentially dying to a gank.
Exactly. You can see him on the minimap hovering behind the minion wave because it's overextended there. And you notice he
You're
has
waiting
no
too long.
pressure.
It's
This
not
is
possible.
allowing
Wait, the
early
wave is pushed in.
Tian
What
on
the fuck are
aggressive
you
get the
doing?
farm away. Meanwhile, LWX and Chris just playing defensively.
This dive is not possible. Not possible. Not
You
possible.
want to go for something, but there's very few minions. It's super risky.
Yeah, there's no
Wait,
way
what
to
the
dive
fuck?
off with these champions. Those are not super strong diving champions against full.
The
out
wave
enemies.
was pushing towards them. That dive was.
CC and the kit of
The
Chris
gank was
Broxah.
impossible, and then he started looking for a dive. Like, what the hell is he doing?
We catch a quick glimpse of Doinb teleporting back to lane. He's picked up that Tear of the Goddess already, Nemesis using that Baleful Strike to try farm himself under the tower. And
Broxah and
Doinb to
being
go Tian
god fucking
was at least
awful
offering
regarding
some
pathing. Name a
shadowing.
better duo.
Kingoon's lane up at the top. Doinb steps in, places that.
Why are they
Mega
trying
Ward
so
down.
hard to force on bot
As it
side?
starts for now. No action in the early game. Big change from the earlier matches this series.
Exactly, but we'll keep seeing this, you know, Renekton pushing in. The Ornn is like, yeah, it's fine, I'll build a few items here and there and get a bit of extra stats, and then you can't kill me that easily. And once you hit level 6 on Ornn, it gets harder to dive him as well. But there's still an opening. Like, you can bring Ryze, you can bring Rek'Sai, you will be able to of course, shut him down. It's just about playing very defensive on top side for Fnatic, unless Broxah is there to try and do something. But it's a very risky lane to gank.
And I really do want to highlight that Tian didn't waste any time because Bwipo's playing defensively and giving that respect on the weak side.
Oh, really?
Tian is hard farming. This Rek'Sai
You can
is
respect
opening up a
the
very
enemy's
big farm
laner
lead. As you see there,
and just
that
farm
was the counter
instead of
jungle
fucking
raptor
waiting?
that he did earlier.
Holy shit.
He's already a level ahead of Broxah.
The
and
Rek'Sai
the
already
extra
up a longsword because
from
he
that
used his
back,
brain
and
instead
is
of trying to
looking
force
prey
useless
on
ganks.
this matchup.
Always love this ward here to try and see any potential like pathing around it. People don't always check if it's actually there, so it gives you a lot of free information. And now we
Ooh.
talked about focus
Ryze
on
ganking his own lane.
from FPX, trying to shut down Nemesis.
Ganking your own lane.
Horizon will come up. That will at least interrupt Tian.
Ganking your
For
own lane.
now, the teleport starts to channel. Nemesis flashes away defensively.
Flash for
He's
flash.
now coming in. Reckless at level 4.
Kai'Sa
uses
coming
the
in.
Cathian Rain. The wave is pushing away from him, but I think the TP saves Nemesis's life. And we'll need to see what impact this has on the
I don't think Nemesis would have
It
died
does,
even without the
that was a rare
TP.
case
They had
of
no
Doinb
way to
making
get
his
close.
own lane. As the Rek'Sai was showing on the ward, Chris has to
Run,
run away from the
Chris.
blast cone, but should be fine. Now, if we return to that lane, this is a flashless Veigar, teleportless Veigar that could definitely get rooted up. Fnatic will use the reset off of pressure, though, to get this dragon.
Ooh, looking at the mini-map. Now, there's no mana for Doinb, so he's just going to go for the plants. I got excited for a second, wondering whether or not Tian and Doinb wanted to consider the tower
But this is the
dive.
dive we mentioned. If you
That's
bring
it.
multiple members, of course you can take down the Ornn here. Ulti is ready, can try and use it.
All right, what can Bwipo do? Call of the Forge card is available. It is called. Can he get the knockup?
Oh,
No,
he couldn't
it's
get the knockback.
interrupted. He can't
That three-man
bounce
dive.
it back. Kingoon and Tian double team.
Dragon
while
replied,
Doinb
though.
gets
Not
the
bad.
assist, and that was beautifully done.
Perfect timing here on the stun, but let's look at summoner spells. 2 flashes used by FPX, 1 of course by Whipper. They do get the kill, but Fnatic still took a Mountain Drake. So it's an expected
Mountain Drake for
trade
first
when you have
blood,
the
not
Ornn
that
up top
bad.
there against the Renekton. You will at some point die under your turret, but hopefully your team is getting something else. Where
Ooh, oh my god,
Now
LWX.
taking
Holy
some damage.
fuck.
Broxah comes over the wall.
That game
The
sense
stun
right
from the
there.
trample will land.
That
No
fucking
heuristic for
game
Reckless to
sense.
follow up, but they get Crisp's flash. So that tower dive that Broxah was really fishing for earlier, now at least a little more believable.
Yeah, we'll see how well they can hover under tower. LWX, good reactions there. He has the red buff. He was able to stay safe.
Really
Here's
good
another
game
look at the
sense.
tower dive, though. And they
EW.
know that Fnatic are on the bottom side, so no hesitation there on the flash. Doinb goes in.
Yep.
They know they can lock him up. Stun there, able to lock him out.
Yeah, just make sure he can't actually hit the ulti the second time around, and then he will die. Want to highlight, no TP used back to lane from Kingoon right here. He's actually saving it for potentially making a play on bottom side. They will have level 6 on the Nautilus very soon, so you have CC set up, and then you can actually try and shut down Reckless or Hylissang. The other reason could also just be, I mean, there wasn't really any reason for him to catch like one minion, basically, and then
it's a pretty good reason to
he
save.
can just save it anyway. So he's able to use his advantage now to apply pressure elsewhere by keeping the TP. Maybe later he decides to use it back to lane just for a bit more pressure.
I'm going to keep my eyes on how Tian continues to impact this map. He's already done such an exceptional job, still a level ahead, healthy CS advantage. There's now Helisaga. Look for LWX. Very good headbutt.
Flash. He has flash.
Under the tower. LWX almost winning the fight.
That was so close.
That Cutlass to work with, but Helisaga played patiently.
Yep.
Lucian versus Kai'Sa is brutal early, and Hilly did such a good job of waiting there. If LWX flashes any of the spells, that would have just instantly turned. Really good execution by Fnatic.
He completely outplayed him, and I bet you. Stumble and FPX said, we got TP top, we're jungler on bot side, you can play aggressive. Come on, try and force a fight, you can play aggressive. And then he actually ignores the fact that Hilisan can sit in that little brush and then knock him into the turret. Big play here from Fnatic side. They were not supposed to get anything bot lane, and they just got a kill.
Absolutely the case. Fnatic are still 1,000 gold down, but all credit to Hilly.
Yeah, look at the patience there.
Oh, yeah, he just waited such a long time.
Just into tower range, then goes for the flash.
Without that turret hit, they don't get the kill.
Hilly
did that so well.
Look at the picture.
God, I cannot believe
Wait,
this.
is this a solo kill? Bwipo's trying to chase him down, but I think Imgun should be able to escape. The searing charge will not find his target, and Imgun lives to fight another day.
Can't believe he almost died right there. Let's see what happens, but Hilisan's looking for something. It's FPX invading on blue buff. We keep mentioning they have the TP. They can use it on bottom side if they want to, so they know there's a chance of a numbers advantage. He's using it back to lane now.
Take a look at the TP going top. Bwipo, ultimate and TP on cooldown. Reckless and healing.
Rek'Sai, Lee Sin, CS differential. Holy shit, the jungle difference. I didn't think jungle difference would be that big of a problem.
Fishing himself as Nemesis and Broxah.
Why is it that big of a problem for Broxah? Was Broxah really this bad? Or is it just the series? What the fuck? I don't remember him playing this bad.
It's looking okay.
Lack of Gragas the problem? Not having gankable lanes? Hilly not playing champions like Rakan Nautilus instead of playing All-Star?
And the fact you make your other carries better as well.
All right, let's start up this.
What was the problem?
Here. It looks like they do know there was an early recall. As you can see on the mini-map,
I don't understand. What was the problem?
Chris will be there first and support these things recalls mean FPX should definitely be able to finish this. Bwipo also going back to base. Fnatic are seeing the Rift Herald over. That should get turned into turret plates. There's plenty of time for FPX, and they can work off of either of those solo lanes to try and get full value out of that objective. So this should further propel.
You can't scale.
That they're looking for.
Just scale is not a win condition versus proactive teams. Just scale is how you beat bad teams.
I do like the armor stacking, of course, as well on the Ornn top side. You're against Rek'Sai and
if you try to scale versus proactive teams, they'll just bust you wide open.
It's hard as possible for them to actually kill you under the turret, so they decide to go somewhere else.
And the big difference in that matchup comes when you complete your Spear of Sojin. Bottom side engage.
All right, that's the engage plus the ignite. So stopwatch will at least get proc. So Hilly's going to be happy already.
TP.
Teleports. That's traded 1-for-1. Nautilus ultimate knocks Reckless up into the air. Now Hilly's trying to escape.
Rek'Sai here first. Rek'Sai here first.
Horizon, but Doinb almost survives. Eldox is running for his life. There's the engage from Helisaga. That's a double kill for Fnatic. Is traded.
Wait, why didn't Doinb flash there? Let me recheck that situation. Why did he just get insta-deleted? He can flash out of this. Because, like, the really bad thing would have been if he didn't get his TP before Nemesis did, then he would get stunned immediately the moment he TP'd in. But it wasn't that case, so he could have just flashed out and he didn't.
To escape. Nemesis lands the event horizon, but Doinb almost survives. Eldox
he just flashed out the combo. That fight changes so much. He greeted, yeah, for the combo. He thought he could get the combo in before he flashes.
For Fnatic again! Nemesis answers the teleport, and that stun is on point. They finish off Doinb, and that is 2 kills as LWX got chased down because of the Glacial Augment. Now it's going to be turned into Dragon number 2, and this time around, it is double mountains for Fnatic looking towards that Baron setup.
Fisher, you had talked about the teleport advantage for FPX for a while, but Nemesis's response was fantastic.
Obviously, Renekton used it back to lane earlier, so now it was just a one-for-one trade. The difference is, one guy is actually TPing in extremely offensively here right now. He's way behind the enemy line.
Here, just flash. She got so greedy. He's just standing on top of the cage. Just flash. Just flash.
And he just instantly gets stunned. Tian could not get in time to actually make it a 4 versus 3. We're looking mid lane.
We are indeed. Oh, Call of the Forge God manages to lock up Tian. He's got flash available to him. He can't get out. Brox is on the board. Fnatic 4
Wait a minute. You mean if Fnatic plays around mid lane and they're actually run the 3v3 mid lane, they're a good team?
Finds a target of Fnatic. They survived the early game, but this is the start of an advantage they cannot throw away.
Oh, top lane. They're fighting again.
Gimgoon is going toe-to-toe with Bwipo.
Conqueror's online. Conqueror's online. Conqueror's online, waiting for 50 rage.
Yeah, Gimgoon.
No mana, no mana.
Gimgoon never got to complete his Spear of Sojin, so that's why Bwipo can try and take those again.
Fnatic, they know they have a numbers advantage. They also have members in the jungle. They get another one.
Damn.
Nemesis knows the ranges here.
Zero respect for the Veigar.
Oftentimes we'll see people misplace
Zero respect for the Veigar.
Sets it up with the GLP with the extra glacial augment slow. Finds the stun. He finds another kill with the pick onto Doinb.
All right, 2,000 gold in the lead. Listen to the Spanish fans in the Palacio Vista Alegre. They are losing their minds because for the first time all series, Fnatic are looking pretty good as we approach the 15-minute mark. They've got a tower, they've got dragons, and they've got a comp that scales well, but there is still no margin for error.
Very true, but it seems a bit easier for Fnatic.
Renekton and Rek'Sai gonna drop off. So fucked. What?
Looking bot side here.
Just as you said.
Wait, how did he miss that?
Don't feel forced to do anything super aggressive.
Oh, Hilly!
But it seems a bit easier for Fnatic now that they don't feel forced to do anything super.
Oh my god! If he got the Q and then gets the stun afterwards, that's plasma stacks. Reckless finishes with W. I'm pretty sure they kill him.
Aggressive all the time. Looking bot side here.
Ugh. You say that Deficio, super aggressive. Bwipo teleporting to the bot lane. Top lane has been conceded. The plates have just timed out as well. So Gimgoon and Tian, they're going to be pushing top. The teleport will allow Fnatic to
damn, this game is still so mistake heavy from Fnatic.
That should be the third. Sorry, correction. That was the second outer turret. And as it stands, not quite sure the TP I'd call worth.
Barring RNG, all the LPL teams are relying on Koreans. Actually, barring LEC, LEC is the only region that is not dependent on Koreans. Outside of Europe, every region is dependent on Korean.
Not at this stage.
Yeah.
Still working on AP there for Nemesis.
And Bwipo didn't have cooldown on ultimate. If you see Call of the Forge God very close to coming back off, they could have chased down if you had access to that, but not there, so they let him walk away.
Now, obviously, Fnatic had superior side lanes. If we look at the last 2 games, where they could actually try and play 1-3-1. In this game here, when you have the Renekton and the Ryze, we are looking more at FPX trying to control that, and Fnatic obviously wants to group as 5 and team fight, but they still can hold the lanes very, very easily, and especially the Ornn here just stacking, you know, early armor. Have been able to 1v1 the Renekton so far. Not gonna be as fun anymore with the first item completed for Gimgoon, and now you have to respect the all-in a bit more.
We take quick stock of the itemization, as you mentioned, plus 20 CS. Gimgoon in the mid lane, Doinb takes a lot of damage. Primordial Burst still available. Pretty even CS across the map, says now Gimgoon will pick up the second tower of the game for Fun plus Phoenix. There's a mid lane setup. Call of the Forge God is available for Bwipo every time he's around. Just hold my breath for the engage, the long range that will allow Kai'Sa to come jumping in as well. So Reckless was making his way mid. Instead, gonna peel away and get some damage into this mid inner turret.
Yeah, and they've got a lot of vision here supporting that pressure on top side. Reckless can go in with the extra attack speed. They calling in the rest of the team here to force it down. It should be a trade. You see Ryze there on the mini-map.
Fnatic running classic 4-1, where they get ahead. They don't just spread out and farm. This is, I think, one of the best aspects of Fnatic. When they get ahead, they actually push their lead and they play for turrets and fights instead of waiting for things. I love that Fnatic does this.
Split push for FPX.
Horizon is very good from Nemesis. Killer Instinct comes up.
It keeps putting people in awkward situations.
Burst, rather. Tian is able to escape. It cost him his flash. Fnatic are pushing on 2 lanes. Top has been saved for now. Middle is now under pressure.
Oh.
There's the Call of the Forge God. Event Horizon comes out.
What the fuck was that Renekton play?
Go down. The tower will fall. Nemesis is in trouble. Doinb has not stopped the push in the bottom lane, though.
This is what we talk about again. Fnatic, they want to stay together. They're just playing around 2 lanes only, not 3. They have control in enemy jungle. They know everything that's happening around mid and top lane. They didn't want to overextend for any turret, but they were just fishing. The moment you land the stun with Nemesis, you
Just
can
keep
then
grouping.
go all in.
Don't give
And
them a
it's
chance
super
back
hard
into the game.
For FPX to defend. They can't actually wait
Kai'Sa
clear
2 items.
against the Veigar.
A lot of important
We're
Kai'Sa
highlighting
for Fnatic.
grouping up and using their team composition to its fullest. They beat SK Telecom by defending early and then grouping up with the Veigar, chasing people down with these long-range engages. The slows coming through to set up stuns.
And it's very important to highlight that typically, if you play a teamfight comp against split push, once the map is set up and they're pushing all the lanes, it's very difficult to do something unless you can hard engage around a mid lane or around an objective. And Fnatic can always engage. They have Alistar, they have Ornn. There's no Braum to block the Ornn ulti or anything. They can always start a fight, and that is how you punish teams who want to split up the map.
Here they go.
Take a look at this. Well, the Forge Guard's not available, but it might not even be needed.
No
Trample's
flash,
available as
no
well.
flash.
Killer Instinct's on cooldown from Reckless. Until a few seconds ago, everybody on FPX
They're
had
just
no
gonna group.
flash available.
They can ignore top
and
side.
Fnatic had all
Even if Doinb gets this turret, it is like a good trade, and it is like accelerating the game for FPX in terms of them getting gold. The problem is he has to recall and eventually go deal with Fnatic. So like,
theirs. They picked up the Cloud
big
Drake.
picture wise, this doesn't matter
Baron
that
will be
much.
spawning in 2 minutes time, and Fnatic still have a 2,000 gold lead, but it is so crucial to keep your eyes on Doinb because he has gone unanswered in the split push.
Fnatic can keep going. Fnatic
They're
can
gonna
keep
trade
going.
here. Doinb and Tian are not going to stop. Fnatic are at the door as well. Inhibitor turret under attack.
This is actually not bad for FPX.
You don't want to base race against Fnatic. There is no team in the world with more experience at base races.
This is not
The
bad at all.
inhibitor is being forced down.
They're
It is
making an
being
even
taken
trade
in the
where-
bottom
Can they
lane.
find them
We're
in the
moving
base?
to the base race. All of the Forge God has come out. Teleport's being used. Event Horizon's going down. Fnatic, can you win the fight? Doinb is joining
Why are
the
you
fray.
fighting at
Helsing
double
goes deep with the
turrets?
ultimate. Reckless jumps in with the Killer Instinct.
How are you winning at double
Down,
turrets?
blocks the
What?
double turrets. He finds him. It's at the cost of Hylissang's life.
What the
There's another one
fuck?
down as Kim Goon is taken
Holy
out.
fuck, they
Next
wanna
up,
fight at double
And
turrets.
no minions, sadly, for Fnatic here. They do pick up the kills. They wanted to force the recall from top lane. Inhib did not die top side, so Fnatic gets an
How?
Inhib bot.
No minions, but they got
Show me that
plenty of
replay.
champions in that one. 3 kills for Fnatic.
That's insane. I
12
cannot
stacks
believe they won at
on
double
the
turrets.
Soul Stealer for Nemesis, and this game is wide open for them. It's
Show
so
me the replay,
key
please,
that
Ryan.
This is also much
Can we see the
simpler
replay of how
for
they did
Fnatic
that?
to execute
Yes.
this time around.
Fnatic did not have to set up any early tower dives. They didn't need to hard camp a lane to try and get ahead. They could play a lot slower in the early game and react to what FPX were trying to do on
Right,
the
you're
map.
not gonna give me a
Double
fucking
Mountain
replay of
Drake,
that fight.
Baron spawning.
In the bottom
Can they
lane.
find them
We're
in the
moving
base?
to the base race. All of the Forge God has come out. Teleport's being used. Event Horizon's going down. Fnatic, can you win the fight? Doinb is joining the fray. Hylissang goes deep with the ultimate.
Wow, they
Reckless
just
jumps in with the Killer
insta-deleted
Instinct.
Lucian.
LWX is down. Brooks
All the
is
start-
leaving He
all the
finds
start tank
him.
double
It's at the
turrets and
cost
they
of Hylissang's
insta-deleted
life. There's
Lucian.
another one down as Kim Goon is taken out. The Nexus Star is
Okay.
next focus.
Actually
no
understandable.
minions, sadly, for
And
Fnatic.
Renekton went
They
in
do
and
pick
couldn't
up
do
the
anything.
kills. They wanted to force the recall from top lane. Inhib did not die top side, so Fnatic gets an Inhib bot.
No minions, but they got plenty of champions in that one. 3 kills for Fnatic. 12 stacks on the Soul Stealer for Nemesis. And this game is wide open for them. It's so key that this is also much simpler for Fnatic to execute
Yes.
this time around.
Fnatic did not have to set up any early tower dives. They didn't need to hard camp a lane to try and get ahead. They could play a lot slower in the early game and react to what FPX were trying to do on the map. Double Mountain Drake, Baron spawning very soon.
And so
Yep.
important
The
to note
double
that
mountain
FPX with
plus
2-0 up in the series.
Kai'Sa
Baron
means
hasn't
it's gonna
even
melt
spawned.
so fast.
We
Very
got
soon.
12 kills in the game. The Nexus turret was being sieged.
But you know what's
And
going to happen.
So
when
this
it
is the
spawns.
game that
Fnatic will set
Fnatic
up vision,
wins,
then
okay.
FPX will try and face check, and then they will die.
The thing that I really like is the
Well, there's
confidence
like
of
really
Fnatic
big
down by 2 in
takeaways
this
for
series
Fnatic.
to still push
Player
the
on the mid
Nexus.
3v3.
That tells you a lot about
Don't
the mental
overforce onto
state
side lanes
right
when we don't
now,
need to.
And it makes me excited for the rest of this game. And with some luck, the next game in the series. I want more of this series. And Fnatic are now setting up that vision, Kobe, that Deficio talked about, and setting up for a Baron play.
Yeah, it looks like you are definitely in store for some more. Fnatic have full control of Baron. They're burning it down. Bwipo's under attack.
He is indeed. Call of the Forge Guard is not available to him. Event Horizon has come up.
Oh.
Bwipo manages to escape, and Crisp survives the primordial boost. Now the Nautilus ultimate knocks Nemesis in the air. Baron will just
Baron
about
too
get
fast.
secured.
Kai's
Super
too
minions are
fucking
pushing
dumb.
in the bottom
Oh,
lane.
you're dead now!
That's a massive engage! Fnatic from downtown send FPX back to base. The grey screen is up for Tian and Crisp. And with Baron empowered Super
away.
Minions about to crest the
Get
steps
away.
of the LPL's base, Fnatic are looking to pick up their first win of the series. Nemesis is fighting LWX
Veigar
in the
chasing.
bottom. The rest of Fnatic are picking a fight in the bottom lane as well. Helisan goes golden against Doinb, and he stays alive just a few seconds longer.
You are
The
so
Baron empowered
cute.
minions are now chasing Nemesis,
Right into the
looking for the
stun.
solo kill. Not
Oh.
gonna find it, but the Q does. The Nexus turrets have fallen. Teleports are coming into the base. FPX are doing what they can to survive, but there's not enough available. There's
Doinb!
not enough to fight. But look at this, Tian and Doinb, they turn around. I couldn't be more wrong. Bwipo's in trouble. The Realm Warp will allow them to continue the chase, and Brox is running for his life.
Fnatic thought they had done it, but Doinb.
It doesn't matter. Veigar's too fed. Look at Veigar items.
Super carry of the LPL steps up when FPX have their backs against the Nexus. 3, 2, and 4, and Doinb on the rise keeps the game alive.
It looked like all of Fnatic had gotten individual missions there after they had taken the Baron. But, okay, yeah, Deficio, there is a ward in the base. Possible teleport Fnatic situation. You want Reckless to go for it?
I'm just saying, he can. If FPX decides to walk out, contest, let's say, a Drake or something, the opening is there.
Do they know? They do know.
They know.
Oh,
I love the crowd noise, by the way. When that ward goes down, you can actually hear the pain from Spain. And we reset, and this is the replay of this final Nexus push. I was convinced
Replay.
that this Watson we replay Fnatic were going to win.
you guys tell me what's going on with all these chase downs here for Fnatic.
Got the
Well,
turret.
they want the Nexus turrets first.
Veigar killed
but
the
then they realize
Lucian.
behind them, right now,
Veigar
there's still a bunch of
TPing
turrets,
in.
and there's a very, very strong rise. I think Doinb playing it perfect, staying out of range, flashes out of cage as well.
EQ.
Just keep dealing damage.
EQ.
And now the rest of the team will join.
EQ.
Of course, Reckless ends
EQ.
up in the middle of the entire team.
Insane Rise
Will go
EQ.
down. For now,
EWQ.
FPX, they stay alive.
Yeah, we will
EQ,
see if that
EQ,
lapse in
EWQ.
judgment from Fnatic, you know, the lack of coordination, finishing out the game, or discipline actually ends up costing them. You
It should not.
You can see it's a spike here, but as you're saying, it should still be 5 members of Fnatic, 1 Nexus left.
Of course, it's still a 2,000 goal game. We're 23 minutes in. These games have been so quick, have been so action-packed.
Rise is so easy. Just
My
keep
eyes are
pressing
moving on
EQ,
Doinb.
EQ,
He's got no flash
EWQ.
available to get out of the event horizon this time around, and the lanes not necessarily the strongest.
Here we
Mid
go.
And top pushing towards Fnatic. The Realm Warp sends Crisp into the backline. Call the Forge God comes out. That sends Crisp flying.
Wow, that's
Reckless
actually
is in trouble.
terrible
Scorpion's running him
formation.
down. Now, the first one to fall is Crisp. Nemesis
Oh.
does get taken out. So does Reckless. All of a sudden, Fnatic's fight is
Oh.
grounded. Broxer tries to get
Uh-oh,
something back.
what
as
happens
Tian's
when
running for
Rise
his
gets
life.
voice
He's got a Guardian
staff?
Angel available.
That was such a good engage. Can they get more?
They can just now. That's a GA has been
What
broken.
happens when
Broxer
Rise
has
gets
been
voice
running
staff?
for their lives.
Perfect
Broken
setup right
Red's
here.
Life.
Rise ulti
You
and
need to stop
only
reading.
Nautilus taking it so he can
Nemesis,
instantly
sell your
point
book,
blank
stop
onto
reading.
Reckless, who's about to get flanked by Renekton, who can pop everything and take him down.
That was so
Suddenly,
bad by Fnatic.
did not have the consistent deep.
They get bunched up along this wall, and it's so good for Rise to just EQ, EQ.
Yes, to kill the rest of FPX, and this Rise just never dies in these fights. Look at this.
Never,
This
like,
is
the
set up-
Rise is
he's
so
getting
free.
knocked in by a
Rise is
headbutt.
so
They
free.
actually headbutted him in.
Nemesis, or not Nemesis, Reckless jomed out, and they're against the wall also.
It just felt like the coordination
he
wasn't
got
there for
stunned.
them. Meanwhile, FPX
Woo.
just hunt and kill here. Tian takes the ultimate in, finishes off Nemesis. On
Kim
the
Gun
left side of
soloed
your
the Kaisa,
screen,
and Nemesis
LWX
died.
escapes
Now they don't have
with his
damage.
life on the Lucian. Kites back to the fountain to then come out for round 2 as they finish up the last kill.
Gentlemen, 5 minutes ago, I said how much I love the mentality of Fnatic pushing the Nexus at 18 minutes. I would like to
Not so in love anymore?
I would like to retract that statement right now and look at how they can set some of these fights up, because it is
No,
clear
once Rise gets
that
voice
Doinb
staff,
and
this is gonna be
Gimby,
really
they
fucking
still
hard.
have a
I know
lot
he has
of
Rallies
fight
right
in
now,
them,
but he needs
despite
void.
being marginally behind in goals.
100%. I think FPX done fantastic
Once
job
he gets
defending
Void.
their base. Also removed so many stacks.
Oh my
from
god, he's
Nemesis,
going
but if
Banshees,
you are
not Void.
Fnatic, you can still wait for next Baron spawn. You still have the double mountain set up. You have amazing engage, especially when the enemy team is forced to kind of like move in towards you through the
I know.
where
He
it's
knows
hard to
he knows
dodge
about rides way better than
around
me. I
to
guess
get
building
away
tanky's better.
and on ulti. So Fnatic can slow it down a little bit. We're still only 25 minutes in. They don't have to finish the game instantly.
Interesting.
And they still have great scaling on their side. Look at this. The Ornn items coming in, getting upgraded. Like, Nemesis still deals a ton of damage.
I feel like his front line is so strong. Does he still want to be tanky? The thing about voice staff is like you're building it in expectation that people are going to build MR, right? If you start building voice staff when people have MR, then it takes way too long to get. So you kind of have to time it like, oh, by the time I finish voice staff, people will have MR. Like you kind of read the flow of the game and then you start building voice staff.
So big for Fnatic. Right now, they just need to get vision control over this Baron area, and you will force FPX into you.
All right, Kimgin's going to flash all the way forward. Reckless isn't there. He's starting to teleport and join the
Oh,
fray.
Doinb free. Doinb free to do whatever he wants. He's free to do whatever he wants. Okay. The Renekton is so free though.
I'm waiting to see when he uses it.
Oh my god, 3-man knockup.
Reckless is chasing forward.
Reckless knocked out of the fight. Tian didn't get to flash her ult. Okay, that's game. Even though Ryze played well, Ryze is the only one on his team. Oh my god, that Nemesis dodge was so clean.
Super Soaker slows him down, and it's Reckless that sends him packing for the ace.
That's gotta be it.
Wow.
Fnatic 4 strong in the FPX space.
Rek'Sai died without using ult flash. Lucian died without using flash. Got 3-man knocked up.
This series isn't over yet.
The Fnatic
The
faithful
Ryze almost carried this
First
game.
win.
Fnatic. Fnatic. They need to play cleanly for the last 2 games if they're going to finish this. Actually, not a bad fight back. And then being able to beat Ryze actually opens up more cards versus them. They beat both Ryze and Renekton, which is super fucking important for them. I would still keep banning Ryze and leave open Renekton maybe. And then they probably shift the Renekton mid, and you just need to make sure you have a mid pick that can handle the Renekton also. Alright, let's go to the next game. Alright guys, final game of FPX Fnatic. Let's go.
Welcome back to
FPX keeping the Akali ban, Fnatic keeping the Pantheon ban for rest side. Kiana Ryze, please give them Renekton.
Inspirational win to keep their hopes alive. We're straight into draft. Akali, GP, and Pantheon find themselves in ban pool.
Yeah, Fnatic selected red side.
Akali, GP, Gragas.
The exact same with ban, so Xayah comes in as a ban here. Small change from FPX.
Ooh, Veigar, leaving open Gragas.
The Veigar instead feeling like that's actually too annoying to deal
Fnatic,
with.
ban the
They can
Ryze,
still
please.
first pick Ryze,
Ban the
if it is
Ryze.
left open by Fnatic.
Ban the Ryze.
Like the adjustment there from FPX. Veigar was so big for Fnatic. And as you're talking about, Doinb was their ray of hope in that
Please
game.
ban the Ryze.
That Ryze
Xayah.
was what gave Fnatic pause.
Ay,
Once
ay,
again,
ay.
Xayah banned out.
Why did they not think Ryze is the problem?
The Gragas 14.
Ryze almost
Time to
gave
see
them
if
that
Fnatic
game.
wants to take Ryze or
It's
not.
crazy.
Otherwise, you just get a nice trade here. If you're FPX, Lee Sin was the choice last time from Fnatic to say we just want as much comfort as possible for our jungler, and then they took the Kai'Sa right after to kind of.
The Kai'Sa's been so ineffective for them. Like Reckless is not a good Kai'Sa player. Kai'Sa's giving you nothing.
Some big smiles on the face.
Kai'Sa's giving you nothing.
In a little while, at least one of those 2 first round picks has been secured. The Lee Sin is open and available.
And last time when FPX did not take, you know, their Tahm-Kench Varus in this first phase, it got banned away the Tahm-Kench. They ended up with Nautilus Lucian. It didn't work for them at all. They didn't manage to do anything
Broxah
on the
Lee.
bottom side.
Broxah
They had
didn't get to
make
play a
choice
single
now
game with
between
Gragas this
no,
entire
Varus
series.
against the Kai'Sa to try and win.
Nemesis
which I think is
TS
actually
not
a good choice,
effective.
because it forced Fnatic into having to try and attack the lane, because otherwise they would just lose 2v2. So I really like this adaptation. Even though you lose your #1 pick in Ryze, I actually think going with their comfort, or not the comfort, but the stronger 2v2.
Oh wow, they can just ban the Ryze now.
And let's see what the reaction from Fnatic will be, because they found success with simplifying, with relying a bit more on scaling, not trying to overforce. Don't play into the Varus Tahm-Kench.
So what is the answer now? They're gonna
Pike, yeah, Pike into Kench.
The Vigar was banned away in the previous round, and this time around to prioritize.
Start with Rise ban.
And what you need to see from that Pike is some roaming for Hylissang. Not
start with the Rise ban, please.
For Fnatic to try and buy some room.
Please start with the Rise ban.
To get up to mid lane, to get up out onto the map and create plays elsewhere.
I mean,
don't get too smart. Just ban the Rise.
A lot squishier in the early game than he was in the past. You know, his E now does scale with levels and is a lot weaker in the early phase. So I still think if you are yes, you want the Pike to roam eventually, but in the early game you can still target the bot lane. You have a ton of CC set up now just from Hylissang alone, and he knows if he doesn't lock it in here, it's gonna get banned in the second phase. So
I think their ban should have been Renekton Rise.
Game 2 Fnatic, where they actually want to attack in the early game and play more
ban Rise.
This time around,
ban Rise. Pick Renekton on 4. Ban Rise. Pick Renekton on 4. Pick Renekton on 4. Pippa knows how to play Renekton.
Champions with the most playmaking in the entire game. So we'll see if Hylissang and Broxa can make some of those early moves happen. Catching up though so quickly. 2 flex pick bans here from Fnatic with the Kled and the Renekton.
Wait, why? Bwipo knows how to play Renekton. Why ban his own champion?
Of the solo lanes.
So the Rise is still open and available. And of course, on the Fnatic side, when you discuss the playmaking, some of the
Fnatic Kayle, fuck my life.
Hopefully they found their feet, and Kayle will give them some of that scaling into the later stages of the game.
Yes, and TF was still open in this draft. They didn't want to go for it. They didn't want to have to
FPX gets pretty much everything they want.
So
holy shit.
They realized that the meta of this series for Fnatic is not to all in on the first 10-15 minutes. It is actually to have a stronger late game team.
Kayle. I hate top lane Kayle. I think mid lane Kayle is okay. I think top lane Kayle is garbage.
Nemesis Cassiopeia. This is still a good matchup for Cassiopeia. We'll see how they can.
And Cass into Rise is a good matchup, and I think Nemesis is one of the best Cassios.
On getting these wards and tracking.
But Doinb is also one of the best Rise, and you don't need to give him Rise.
Flash Gragas gank onto Cassiopeia. All of a sudden, Doinb is off to the races again, and that.
I wonder if he's gonna run cleanse on Cassio. But it's versus Gragas.
No FPX, if they can get a standard 2v2 bot.
Also, Bwipo playing Kayle instead of Bwipo playing Renekton was one of the trollest things they could have done.
Very gankable. And Tahm Kench, he's defensive. He doesn't offer that much in terms of a skirmish when it comes to setting up the play like a Pike. So Broxa can play around bot lane early. That's kind of what I'm expecting. Meanwhile, Tian, he's going to look at both solo laners and say, I can gank both of these. I have CC.
I feel really uncomfortable about the Kayle. I'm really uncomfortable about giving them Rise.
And I need to shut down Nemesis.
I love the Pike into Kench though.
The thing is, in the first 2 games, we saw very early level 1 engagements, primarily focused around the blue buff. Game 3, there was nothing.
Renek against Varus, Tom Rise. They wouldn't have Rise. You would ban Rise and you would pick Renekton. And you would allow Nemesis to counterpick whatever Doinb picks.
Maybe if they're trying to group up S5 and get someone with a Pike pull, but it is fairly risky. I think they want to be more defensively minded early on. We have the Cassiopeia, they have the Kayle, they have lots of scaling options.
Well, we are loading up onto the Rift for what could be Fnatic's final game of Worlds 2019. They are still down in the series 1-2 against FPX. The winner of this series will go on to face Invictus Gaming in the World Championship semi-finals in the Palacio Vista Alegre next weekend. We're staying in Madrid, Spain. So let's see what happens in the early stages of this game. My colors have already rightfully pointed out that some playmaking could be on the cards here for Fnatic, and they have already grouped up that 5-man stack, Kobe.
Remember, you can hook over the wall here if someone is sitting in this tri-brush, like LWX is doing now. You can actually hook him and then try and go in and blind. Here we go.
Oh my god!
Go.
God does not want Fnatic to win today.
He was ramping up to keep screaming, but didn't manage it this time around. LWX escapes the skill shot by the skin of his
Holy
teeth.
Shit.
The lanes will reset.
And that, what you see on screen afterwards, was actually kind of important, giving the
God does not want him to win today.
Of the ward kill over to the solo laners of Fnatic. That may be a very small gift, but it does mean something early on when you have these matchups.
I also want to highlight FPX put a ward on the red buff here from Fnatic to see if they can spot Broxa starting topside and then pathing down towards bottom lane. So the duo of LWX and Crisp will be ready for a potential early gank.
And I like the caution that Fnatic are showing, knowing they put 5 people bottom side. This is no longer safe territory, as you're talking about, Deficio. So Broxah moves in, gets the sweeper, finds the ward, starts red side. Even though FPX know that he is starting on red side, it's going to be a much better situation as far as trying to
Broxah,
get
And
please do something early game.
He wards the tribal. She's like, I'm not going to get level 2 gank here. You know, instantly put
Please
that
just
one
do
down,
something.
Force Broxah to take a different path.
Beg of
to
you.
actually go and try and kill him early.
Fortunately for Broxah, you can do Krugs, then Raptors, then still go River.
Oh, sweeper start on
Make
Lee is
that
kind of
happen.
troll.
But generally, it's fairly
You have to
risky
switch
get
back
for the
later.
kill early on. Not going to provide you a whole lot, and if the enemy jungler goes up there, you are really, really in a bad situation.
Keeping my eyes on the junglers for the time being. Broxah making his way towards the top clear. Tian making his way on the bottom. And Hylissang stepping all the way forward on that Pyke. Pyke has been banned a number of times this tournament already, and one of the champions that we absolutely wanted to see him play. 16 wins, 4 losses, all-time record. And after some pretty confident plays on Alistar, really in the last 2 games, there will be a lot of eyes on him to set up some of these kills. If Nemesis, Reckless, and Bwipo get aided by Broxah and Hylissang, they absolutely can accelerate this game.
Yeah, and it's not very easy to play Tahm Kench against it, because even if you do end up eating your own AD carry,
Doinb.
you will still most likely get CC'd by the Pyke, and then you're kind of stuck there, and you will eventually spit out the AD carry, and he can actually die. Broxah is still looking around top lane, slightly too early. Ward just spots him.
Yeah, he
Broxah can't ward hop. He can't ward hop to
red
depth
Krugs
close.
Raptor that I was talking about. However, instead of after Raptor going up through the river, goes up still past the Tri-Brush, so the dying ward barely sees him for the last second. Meanwhile, Tian has gone for red side clear into purchase of boost for the early
Peek ward over the
Predator
wall just so you can
possibilities
see him.
with Gragas.
Yeah, we're expecting a gank around solo lanes from Tian here. Broxah, top lane, yes, you can look for a small gank, but also you're just here to try and cover your top laners. Like
Fnatic would never replace Reckless. You guys are trolling.
Because there is very easy setup with the Camille, long range, into CC, into the Gragas, then, and you will die. Here we go. They can even tower dive him fairly easily.
Saw some yellow pings going down as well. A little bit of caution.
Oh,
Well, there was that long-range engage.
flash?
Deficio,
Oh.
body slam comes out from Tian, but the flash
Bwipo no mana.
was not committed. However, successful gank already. Bwipo, no summoner in that top lane.
Yeah, you have to early flash that, because if you let Tian get close enough with the body slam, he will flash, and then you are 100% dead. You don't get another chance. That is a big opening for FPX, though. They will continue to look at this Kayle. No flash on Bwipo. Definitely a champion you want to take advantage of early.
It's pretty interesting. Weibo used both his wards actually in the lane brush up top lane right there to try and spot if he was either getting lane ganked or if Gimgun was sitting in there for a potential trade. It actually probably didn't matter because he would have lost his flash anyway.
Yeah, and it was for one of the trades as well, getting the second one in there. But we'll see how well he's able to prune this wave, because Gimgun has it in a very nice situation. He can apply so much pressure. This is a flashless TP-less
Flashless
Kayle
Kayle,
with built
way
up
pushing
range
away.
minions there, taking
Gragas can
down
come back
and pushing
anytime.
away that wave.
And you know your own jungler is on the bottom side of the map, so you're not getting any backup right here.
And more importantly, your opponent knows that your jungler is down on the other side of the map. So there is no bluffing there. That ward in the river sees him.
Makes me even more nervous when I think about the player that's in that situation. Bwipo has been known to overstep his reach from time to time.
Double lead.
Bwipo.
Here we go.
Passive
Look
to
at
wear
Gragas.
off.
He's gonna come with Predator! Bwipo!
His way out. Bwipo, no flash available. Deficio calling the first blood already. Predator is available. Kingoom will be looking for that hook
The
shot
E.
off the wall, and this should easily be secured. Precision Protocol makes it look easy.
Yeah, and you might
Bwipo.
wonder, you know, what's Bwipo doing? Why would he even try and do this? And honestly, sometimes as a top laner, you have to just coin flip it and say, listen, if I don't actually do this, if I don't try and push this out, I'm going to lose so much. So I'm just going to hope the enemy jungler is not there, or maybe I can escape if he does show up. He flipped it.
Damn, he
and
doesn't
then
even have to
he
use E.
lost.
Yeah, I
Or he
we
doesn't have to
spent
use
about
E-Flash.
2 minutes setting up why this was such a bad situation for the Kayle with the minion wave, with the flash gone. Very
When his
good
wave was fucked, he needed to
capitalization
call
there
Lee
for Tian.
way earlier.
Heads on up with the Predator and finds the first blood for FPX.
I think the wave top lane, the back half will not reach the turret, but at least the front half will die. Now what's going to happen is Camille will build up a big wave for herself, still trying to deny some CS, And then when the big wave
Wave's
is about
still
to
in
crash
such a
into the
shit
turret,
spot.
Tian will show up again, maybe with Doinb with him, and then they will try and force Whippo away from turret, so he loses even more.
Counter
CS,
dive.
potentially dies. Broxah is
Counter
here to have
dive?
assist.
I'm not sure this
not
happens.
Really a gank. He just wants to try and make sure Kale can push out and actually fully reset the wave.
Providing some support to Whippo, and during the picks and bans, Deficio and Kobe, you both talked about what Tian's sort of options were and saying how he wanted to gank those solo lanes. We talked a little bit about how we wanted to maybe see Fnatic try to set up some plays in that bottom lane. Broxah not been proactive yet. He's at level 5 for the time being, got that chilling smite available and close to the Dragon's Rage. So I want to see where Fnatic pull the first trigger. They're already down 1,000 gold.
Yeah, he's playing defense right now, not offense for himself. And typically when Fnatic are snowballing early games, it's through Broxah being very aggressive.
What the fuck, LWX?
Oh, all right, the W from Reckless comes out.
I mean, that has to be like that was only okay because Tian was there. I was like, wow, that was so overeager. Could have gone so badly.
To game 2 of the series. This time around, the damage isn't so much.
Really hard for Reckless to TP here. Reckless, don't TP. Don't TP Reckless.
Plates right here for themselves, forcing Reckless back. Reckless not.
Wait until you see the rise. Wait until you see the rise. Just keep walking.
Dive in. Right here with still so many members.
Oh, 2 plates. Oh, feels so bad. There's no outscaling whenever you're feeding the enemy team so much gold.
He knows enemy jungler is on bot side.
Yeah, it's these 20-second windows where Tian is really making his presence felt. Broxah gets a little bit of counter jungling done, but that is about
Don't be
it.
farming evenly in the
Tian
cut.
is
What if it Rise
awarded
Cassio
the
matchup?
First blood on top side for his Camille, plus now 2 plates for the bottom lane.
It's a very, very nice read, honestly, from FPX saying, listen, they can't make something happen top lane very easily. So for them, if Fnatic strikes bot, they can actually get back in this early game here. So Tian plays around and says, I've done enough for you, Camille. You can just handle yourself.
I think he just communicates so well with his laners.
Oh,
no flash.
Hennis saying no flash, remember.
He can always jump out. Yeah. Pike is really slippery. So hard to catch.
Escape vision and escape with his life for now, but that was looking very, very precarious for the Fnatic support. As it stands, Reckless is down 20 CS in this lane. And Hennis saying he's just trying to get back into support his bot lane now.
I mean, it's the perfect early game for FPX right now because they got that isolated 2v2 bot for as long as they wanted to. We said this dual lane with Tahm Kench Varus, it's super, super strong and can actually stop Kai'Sa from free farming.
All right, off of the reset, since Cassiopeia has control over mid, they've started up here. Will the bottom be able to answer? Because the pings are going down here for FPX.
All right, full vision from Tian. Mountain Drake down to 3,000 HP. Helisang starts charging up the skewer. Will find a tag under Chris, but there's no follow-up. This is going to be a 4v4. Teleport's not available for the respective top laners, and Nemesis is not yet backed away. The Mountain Drake is now...
Oh, you're not going to go in for this, Broxah.
Beautifully combo.
You went in for that. Oh my god, Broxah just went in.
Chris stays alive until the death from below. Now Helisang is running for his life with some help from Broxah. Turns it around, manages to escape for now. Goes swimming in the river. Vision is beautiful.
So good from Heli.
Observers. Helisang escaped. It is a 1-for-1, but the Dragon goes the way of Fun Plus.
Yeah, because Fnatic focus on the kill there. They get the kill. Mounted Dragon over to FPX, but they do answer it, so they're in a fairly stable position here. Tian and Doinb will take away the blue buff from Cassio. That is so big.
Fnatic, they started the Dragon here thinking, okay, Doinb, he's coming from base, so we have early push in mid, and Tian might not be around. He might path towards the top side and secure blue buff that's alive right now, but he stayed around after killing red. That's why they can contest this. And just a great setup with ultis right here, catching Nemesis.
Yeah, and LWX lands the Varus ultimate, then turns around so he doesn't get stunned by Cassiopeia, turns back around to finish it off. Hill saying, though, with the fancy moves on his signature Pike, does get out, so it's a 1-for-1.
Definitely makes me happy to see Helisang fully aware, using the sort of cooldown recharged ultimate to escape. And Fnatic, they get the single kill thanks to that. They're actually now even in gold. They were down 1,000. Small CS advantage for Nemesis. The assists for Broxah and Reckless helped out. And obviously that Drake, the only big advantage that FPX have over Fnatic right now.
Very, very true. And, you know, I was getting scared for top lane right there. I thought FPX would just keep kind of like trying to shut down Whippo without his flash and give a big lead over to Camille. But as they shifted attention bot side to make sure that they could keep pushing in and secure plates with the Varus, it meant that Fnatic could stay on defense and just make sure that no one died bot lane, and in the end just trade 1-for-1. So the kill is right back in the game now. Flash is available, actually winning on farm at the moment, and we know
Kel is
the
doing
late game is
okay.
utterly amazing from this champion.
And we're
This
seeing
just
some of the
isn't a
changes
great game
recently
for
in
Kale
effect.
in terms of like what she has to deal with later on.
Making his way down.
Oh, the
It's
E-timing's so good from
Tackle
Chris.
WX, but
Jesus.
the Devour came in, if I read that one correctly, and Nemesis now moving back to mid.
Yeah, but some of the changes that caused Kale to be seen so much more in pro play now, why we're seeing it so
Next
much
big thing we're gonna
throughout
look
the
for
World
is Herald.
Championship. Now, once
What
it gets range, it makes
FPX
it so much
wants to
easier
do
farm out
is
this
they want to
mid
get ahead
stage
on
of the
bot
game.
side in terms
That's
of
why we see
priority
Bruno
and then
catching
move
right
everyone
back
to
up
top
in
side,
farm.
take
Now
Herald.
again,
That's the
Brox's
next play they're gonna
elite
look for.
duo that we were looking for earlier in Champ Select, meeting up, going for that invade, trying to get some vision down for themselves. But it looks like everybody's got their eyes towards mid, as even Gimgoon on the Camille is roaming.
Feels like there's more members from FPX that are close enough for a potential engage. Roxa's waiting in the wings.
Okay,
Doinb
here
not
we
gonna
go.
escape. Bone Skewer comes
Wow.
up and falls ever so short. The Abyssal
How the
Void
fuck does that
will
not hit?
crisp
He didn't charge it all the way.
At the end of the day, it's just one small cooldown advantage in Fnatic's favor.
Let's see if they can find Tian here. He's actually stealing away the red buff.
Bye, yeah.
Should be able to get out safely
Thief!
on his side.
Halt!
But all credit to Tian. He stole the blue buff a few minutes ago, steals the red buff now as well. Tian seems to have downloaded Roxa's decision making and has felt more impactful in the early game. And is saying we'll get
At
spotted
least
out
Fnatic's
by
playing
Lord,
way
but
more
yeah,
of their
again,
game,
all
playing around
credit
mid
to Tian
3v3 a
and
lot
the
more.
impact he's had
The
consistently
first
in
two
the
games
four
felt
games
so weird.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's been coordinating with his lanes really well, what both sides have wanted thus far. Looks like we have a very deep press in from LWX to get that turret play.
There's a TP ward here in case Hylissang starts a fight, but you do see in mid lane, Doinb and Tian, they're spotted by wards, showing that they're already hovering towards bottom side, ready to react in case something happens, and Fnatic decide again, just play it slow, just like last
Priority
game.
bot side,
You don't
rotate
have to
top side,
overforce
take the
anything.
That's what
Herald.
we keep returning to.
I think they might wait until they take the
Has
Ocean
remained
Drake to
calm.
swap.
Now they're to another breakpoint. Well, we have 3 members down bottom though, so FPX are teleporting in. This could be the dive.
Yeah,
Missing
they
the Verisol.
absolutely are. Chain of Corruption won't find a target, but once the teleport completes, they're
Yeah,
from
Dragon and
Doinb. This will be
50,
the
they'll
first
probably
tower
take
of the
it
game
before swapping
just
over.
before turret plates fall as well.
It's an Ocean
Doinb
Drake, they could
FPX
swap
will
without
not
taking it.
And I
That
like
could
the
work
play.
too.
You're already winning on bottom side. Let's just secure it. Do not give Fnatic a chance to start a big fight where they engage onto you. Now you can move Tahm Kench and Varus around the map and start just putting more focus on the top lane turrets.
Because they got an earlier reset though, will Fnatic be able to answer with a Rift Herald is the next question.
Both teams will be there around the same time.
I mean, they're moving up right now. It's going to be a recall from Gimgoon, who has teleport as well, and will get a purchase off. But Bruxa already used his to try and push the wave.
Now, of course, the purchasing from Gimgoon will at least balance it out. Whippos come back to lane with Gunblade. You've already got the Archangel stacking up for Nemesis. Manamune for Reckless, Blade of the Rune King for LWX. So those first big ticket items, as we approach 15 minutes on the clock, have been secured.
They are setting up the vision for it. Fnatic have the wards in place, and they make the call.
Tian is still at the red buff right now. FPX
Wow.
should know that this is being started. I think they just decided
They're just gonna give Herald? Okay.
They just want to
Herald for Ocean Drake.
Okay, so what can Fnatic
Feel
do?
like you had the stronger boss side, but
Use
sure.
a top turret if they want to start already pushing down.
Tian will be able to pick up that Ocean Drake. This is completely uncontested. Gimgoon is left solo in lane. By the way, down 14 CS.
Doinb
We
hasn't
look
farmed
at
in a
that
while.
top lane after Bwipo conceded first blood.
Ooh,
So
FPX
fair amount
bleeding
of
farm
credit
for a
to him
bit.
for balancing that back out. I think
They're
Doinb
grouping
back in his
up
favor
for
with
objectives, but not really
Now
getting
the
out
Rift
ahead.
Herald has been picked up by Broxah. He's held the trigger for now, decided not to use a top lane.
Okay. They're gonna dive mid.
Actually, a safe call by FPX to say we don't want to contest this one. Let's just trade for Drake. We have the lane push. Ooh, let's do it once again.
Just the E timing is so
Nice.
beautiful.
Committed there onto Bwipo, as is the Hextech
Going for
ultimatum.
Kill
The stopwatch
instead.
is used
Kill
to
still
buy
has
some
ult.
time.
Kill still has
Bwipo's
ult.
still got that divine
Kill still
judgment,
has
which
ult.
he manages to cast.
Oh.
Get off, the Gragas ultimate comes back. Bwipo
Grag ult
goes
too,
down.
well timed.
The divine judgment did not help enough. Now the tower will fall as
Damn,
well.
FPX
And
Goon
FPX
Squad
a
play is so
decisive
good,
play,
actually.
A 2,500 gold lead.
And this is because Rift Herald, they just gave it up and said, you are investing a lot of members top side. Good, we get control bot. We can then push it and they go
Oh.
forward.
They've got themselves another kill. Let's say this is a 15.
They're just way too insane on Gragan's
right.
Rise.
Kill. Now FPX, they decide to back away. And honestly, the speed of this series has been fantastic 3 towers.
If they didn't get that kill, they would have wasted the last 2 minutes just overly grouping for nothing and not being able to get turrets, but they kept forcing weak points, they kept playing around Cassiopeia. Kai'Sa and Kale both really suck at clearing waves and just being alone there, so they kept forcing situations where they either dive the Kai'Sa or they dive the Kale. Really good job by FPX.
Who comes in with the Gragas that is going to be able to get the ultimate off.
Oh,
with that
so well done.
route, there's no way that Whipple is going to dodge it. So really nice continuation of that dive there by FPX. And they don't let up either because they see Cassiopeia continuing to commit to the split.
Yeah, really good play in this What's Your Move replay from
Their goon squad is so
good.
good.
Open the base and Fnatic, they lose another.
It's so fascinating about shot calling and how many, steps ahead you're actually calling.
They forced a situation where Kale or Kai'Sa is defending alone and they can rotate to it fast with Rides.
We have Rise ulted to then go in multi-members and actually kill him. Even
There's such a good Rides team.
And ult on herself to
I
buy
really
more
think they
time.
should have banned Rides and
Really
played
like
versus
the play,
Renekton, not the
but
other way
from
around.
FPX is saying we can get something for this trade more than just the Drake.
Fnatic are still down 3,000 gold just before this tower goes down. They need Hylissang to use that passive to help claw back their gold lead. As you guys know, I love looking at odd stats. There has
I think they're
never
going to do
been a
the same
reverse
thing
sweep
again.
at Worlds in BO5's knockout stage. The only time it happened was at MSI.
Force a situation where they're
Hylissang
versus
and
Kale or
Tian
Kai'Sa and
against
dive
one
it
another.
instead of playing against the
Count
Cassio.
BO3s maybe. But Fnatic, they're on the verge of being eliminated and on the verge, if they force a game 5, making history.
You want a Hylissang to create picks right here. It's difficult because mid lane, Varus Tahm Kench just sit there and just push in every time they can, every time it's safe, and then you have Tahm Kench ulti available. Oh, they're fighting again.
Yeah,
Oh.
this isn't a fight, this is a slaughter.
Very
Deficio.
true.
Chain of Corruption into Gragas Barrel, no summoners used, and again, honestly, it's beautiful to watch.
This LWX Varus pick has absolutely been the extra lever that FPX have needed. Absolutely been incredible in turning their momentum towards the win. Now, Tian actually gonna have an
They
easy
just
route here.
poke
Looks
around
like
to
they'll pick
find
up
like a
another
weak
outer
spot,
turret.
and then
They
once
can
they find a
continue to
weak
take
spot,
away Fnatic
they just
territory
blow it wide
and
open.
reduce the possibility of those counterplays.
And it's so hard for Fnatic to answer because typically if you want to break 1-3-1 again, you want
They're
to get
so
control
fast
of
about
mid
moving
to
around
stop
the map
enemy,
too.
Mid lane from having any priority, and then the side lanes have to stop pushing. But it's Tahm Kench sitting there right now for FPX. Then the other option is you look towards bot lane where Kale is sitting, but then you have to respect that Crisp will come in with ulti and bring another one with him.
Yeah, Fnatic not drafting for the split map this time around. They're drafting for team fight for themselves, needing so much more synergy to group up with Kale, with Cassiopeia.
Right.
Left alone, those are going to be very vulnerable targets.
It's very important to highlight that these champions can sit in side lanes and farm. They are strong 1v1, of course, but they don't have a lot of mobility on their side. So you feel very alone as a Cassiopeia if you're pushing far up in a side. And, a Camille or a Gragas, whatever it is, comes flying towards you, you're most likely going to die, and you can't react in time. So it gets, it puts everything towards FPX when it comes to map control.
Well, FPX have got map control, 4 towers to 1. Got themselves a 3,500 gold lead. Baron will be up in 50 seconds, so they can start playing around this mid and top lane once they break this outer turret from Fnatic and put more pressure on Fnatic.
Kale is scaling nicely, but I don't think they're ever going to get to team
everyone
fight.
to mid lane to force control to your side, and then you can
FPX
fan
wants
out
to play
after.
pick and pick only.
Will find Chris. Miasma will force him to be
Oh,
grounded.
Hilly
And
just
Gragas
got
Barrel
out.
This time round will not see
FPX doesn't need to give them the full-on team fight.
Of the LPL #1 seed.
Once Kale has
Hylissang
Nasher,
is
she's
going
really strong.
fishing
She's also
once
level
again
12.
and following the Bone Skewer, not going to find a target.
This is going to be a split call here. Gimgoon going up to split push on the top tower while the dragon is available. FPX want to try and keep Fnatic spread once again so they can try and find those picks. But it looks like without the vision, Gimgoon might get attacked by Broxa. 2v1, they're actually going for the pick.
All right, Bwipo's Divine Judgment is rank 2 and may get needed. The engage starts as Gimgoon jumps forward. That passive shield does so much work. Dragon's Rage kick into Sonic Wave, as well as the Hextech Ultimatum, Kale Ultimate.
That's
comes
just
down.
Gimgoon
The
trolling.
actually will help out the kill there, and the gold, that's a good thing for Fnatic.
Everybody showing forward, Fnatic on the top side.
Why is he on
The
top
FPX
side
will
when
take
the rest
the
of his
consolation
team's doing
prize
Dragon?
of the
Just
Ocean
straight
Dragon.
trolling.
That is a big kill, picking off the Camille for Fnatic.
The first slip up here from FPX. Gimgoon not respecting the fact they lost priority mid because Fnatic went in with
Literally
a
just
player
straight
spot.
trolling.
You can always just trade it for a Drake.
And he's done it again. Every time somebody dies top, FPX have got that dragon. That's another Ocean. If you are a Fnatic fan, Stats tell us there's a 33% chance at Worlds they will win with a goal deficit at 20 minutes. 2 wins, 4 losses, win behind. If you look across the entire year, they have 5 wins and 20 losses, win behind.
Last thing FPX wants is a full-on team fight. The ideal team fight for them is Verisult into Gragas knocking back someone, insta-deleting that target, most likely Hylissang, and then playing the game. And then playing like a team fight after that maybe. But they never want a full-on 5v5. They want to open first, insta-delete with Verisult, Gragasult, and then take the fight.
Try and push FPX back, and then they select a side, depending on whether...
Full-on team fight's bad for them. They should never look for it.
Hylissang starts to step forward, channels up that Q. Tags himself a catfish, but no further follow-up.
Wait, why isn't... Wait! Chris, eat him! Chris could have saved so much damage there if he just ate him. Gragasult miss, Gragasult miss.
Hylissang's death from below will just about come on cooldown. Reckless goes forward to the killer instinct. Now Tian's the target, dashes forward. Reckless is
EQ.
the first of the fray, but it's at the
EQ.
of Nemesis's life. He didn't use the flash.
Way too much things used, way too much things used.
Chris continues to
EQ.
as Doinb gets himself a kill onto Popo.
That was an overchase into a corridor.
They chase too
Fnatic.
far forward there, and FPX punish them. The teleport from Gimgoon brings Camille in, and they kill them off in the small corridor of the jungle.
And that's when it gets basically impossible to play the game. Even when you're grouping mid, trying to get control, you end up losing the fight. And FPX, especially Doinb on this rise, are so hard to teamfight against because he's just moving around so well, and they keep finding Fnatic when they overextend.
That made it very easy for LWX to land the Varus ultimate.
Here, they should have ate the they should have ate him. They just let him be.
In this fight, he has the range that he can land.
Gragas coming in here with ult.
So,
good dodge from everyone. Got hooked.
Ults Tian here. They want to chase him down. Reckless makes the call to go all in.
EQ.
Stopwatch barely saving them. The spell flux
EQ.
from Rise, channeling between
EQ.
everybody. LWX lands the
EQ.
Varus ultimate.
Damn, he got 3 EQs off there.
Them down here with Camille coming in
4
on top.
EQ.
That ulti from Whippo just off cooldown when he died.
Yeah.
Sadly for him, but Fnatic...
Come on, look at the rise
They
damage.
did the correct thing in grouping as 5, but then ended up looking for a fight without easy engage to use. Let's see what happens top now.
All right, the petrifying gaze. Yes,
Ride's combo itself is easy, but it's how you position that makes it really hard. Because you have to get in like a medium range to do it, and people can engage on you. So you kind of have to dodge out enemy CC. Or like in that case, everyone used everything on the Gragas, so it was really easy for him to do damage. I swear to God, Reckless Kai'Sa's really fucking bad.
Runs for his life. 2 for 3 in favor of FPX.
Hiller's still looking here. He's on a ward though. He's going straight for it.
Oh, Realm Warp not going to get taken this time around.
Oh, you got discovered.
Chris Boucher just about tag, but not going to be enough to get the Devour. And Doinb 4-0-3 on this rise. He's got a 9.3 KDA this series, 602 damage per minute on the champion, and he is a monster.
Cassio used ult.
No ulti from Whippo. I believe it's ready.
Wait, why didn't Whippo save Nemesis?
Nemesis, I think he might have just gotten CC'd when he wanted to actually activate it. That's a really important thing because it means Nemesis
Doinb enters the fight. People don't have CCs left.
Reckless believes, okay,
It's
we're
Rise
diving in the
time,
backline,
baby.
we're getting them, but actually Hylissang is jumping out after.
Yeah,
he went in.
he ulted in to finish
It's
off
Rise
LWX.
time.
LWX going down there, and then he's trapped. Then Hylissang will make another escape on Pyke. In the aftermath, there's not going to be any objective picked up, so not moving the game state that much. And we'll have to check back in on all of the wards that survived. FPX are doing just that, trying to clear them out.
Ride just wants to
outside.
wait and then like poke around from a far distance, and then once everything's done, then the Rides can start really doing things.
Fnatic only looking at one Mount Drake on the other side, so they will.
You have to
around
feel
trying
out the
defend.
team fight
Right,
before you
for
go all in.
FPX, I think they really do need to get their Camille into the side lane here. Hilly goes deep.
Oh, he really does. The Bone Skewer doesn't find his target, though. Chain of Corruption comes up and instantly cleanses away from the QSS. Reckless commits his ultimate. That's already a kill onto LWX. This time round, Whippo throws down the Divine Judgment. That's a double kill for Broxa. Now it's not done yet. Fnatic, 5 members strong. But the problem is Doinb untouched, full mana. And Fnatic cannot pick that fight yet.
They can just go get some farm. Drake is spawning soon, but Fnatic, they keep trying to group around mid lane, and FPX, they keep fighting them.
All right, they're going to push the lane here. Let's see if they can actually retreat back down to the Dragon. Tian will be seen.
I mean, at this point, this Drake is not very important for Fnatic, other than maybe stopping FPX from stacking too many. Fnatic are just valuing getting farm and experience, and then hopefully a reset. But
Wow, Fnatic has the better team fighting comp, but they can't really get the fight started properly because they don't have like a good engage. And FPX is taking full advantage of it.
What they want. Fnatic still find themselves
just waiting.
Down, but I have to ask, gentlemen, when you see 2, 3 fully completed items across most of the players in this game, that gold lead may not be as significant as it feels. Is that fair?
Definitely true, as they're answered here. Let's see if they can set up. What's more important is the positioning here around Baron. Scuttle Crab being picked up for FPX gives them the security to know that they can actually go for the reset. Meanwhile, Fnatic
a really good usage of R for Fnatic is Whipple putting R on Kai'Sa, and the Kai'Sa going in, and then like killing a target and getting the reset with Pike ult. Like that's one of their most ideal starts.
Together as a team that Fnatic pull off, and then they can go together towards mid and stop FPX from split pushing. That's kind of been the key to slowing down the game. Luckily for FPX, they can still win team fights. They don't have to actually split push to win the game right now because the Rise is so strong. But Fnatic knows this is the way to win the game. It's not matching them in 3 different lanes.
Well, saying again.
Alright, Bone Skewer finds.
It's a Danya Gragas. Stop. Stop.
Will tag on Broxah.
Stop.
He buys some time with the stopwatch, and Doinb comes in. That's a good escape
Oh.
for Broxah right now. But
This guy's Gragas is so fucking insane. Holy shit. Gragas is such a good champion when you're insane on it.
That stopwatch to buy some time of his own. 2 quick kills for Fun Plus Phoenix.
The Zonia's for him is so big. Tian baits them in. That's 2 kills for FPX. They're burning down the Baron. Can Broxah steal it?
Well, we're going to have to find out. Sonic Wave to get in the pit. Hylissang's running for his life. 5,000 hit points. Triple Ocean will do some work.
Kim Gun's gonna go over it, yep.
Is so low.
He didn't have to do anything. All he has to do is buy time.
Not going to go just yet. He's blown up. Reckless kills Kim Gun though, and then Hylissang goes down. Fun Plus Phoenix. They get the Baron. They extend the lead, and they're 1 Nexus away from a semi-final berth in the World Championship.
And we just said it, FPX, they can just take the team fights, they can win them. This Rise is so fed. I feel like every single game he's playing in this series.
Oh, look at the Gragas here.
Amazing on this champion.
Ding,
it's a very
stopwatch.
aggressive TP behind Fnatic, but he knows he can flash out
Brock's out of
instantly.
position,
There's a Banshee on him
Ryzen.
as well, so he's actually not at risk of dying. And
Boom!
Fnatic
Oh, that
split up.
ult on
Whipple
kill
gets
was
hit
so
by the
good.
ulti, so he can't like ult himself, and then FPX, they win the fight.
Super carry Doinb once again. He zones the whole team apart. This time around too, Tian gets the perfect Gragas ultimate, and they kill the Kayle without an ult once again. Then it's actually not that difficult for them to zone out Broxah here. Kim Gun goes over the wall, and even though he does land that Sonic Wave, everybody stops damage on the Baron. Broxah can't burst 1500,
Oh, that burst was
and
so
his Q
cool.
even gets interrupted there. That was Tian with the body slam, making sure he doesn't even get close to executing.
What I
there.
love about that is it shows you how heads up FPX were. They were waiting for that resonating strike to come in. Broxah, lights are off for him and Fnatic right now as they are down 5,500 gold. The 2018 World Finalists on the verge of being eliminated from the #1 seed. The Gragas barrel this time around sends Nemesis sideways. He will not be killed just yet, but Fnatic are defending the steps of their base.
They don't have an easy way to start the fight here. It's like Hylissang trying to go in, or Broxah trying to flank them, but there's a Tam Kench, first of all, who can save a key target, and then this Rise, who's sitting there with Banshees. You also have the extra shield coming in. He's not gonna die. He will just destroy you.
Yeah, their only plan now for Fnatic has to be, all right, farm for late, boys. Because they have to play defense. There's nothing on the map to draw them out to get picked off anymore. They need to defend at these towers where they have the security.
This is why, like,
here for them. So
scaling also matters. Like, Fnatic definitely had a stronger backline in Kayle, Cassio, Kai'Sa, but the teamfight setup also matters so much. It's not like FPX has an amazing teamfight setup, but the combination of, like, theirs and, like, the Gragas player just being a fucking god makes their fight setup so good.
FPX, right? They created those situations because look, Realm Warp, Abyssal Voyage, everything's being thrown down. Bubbo Pressor, not gonna need it just yet. This time I need to eat my words.
Bubbo Pressor
will not find his target as Chris flashes to safety. It means it won't get reset.
Rise! Fuck that champion.
I'm wondering if he's gonna dive onto Kim Gun, and Chris Doinb is backing away and defending the retreat from FPX.
This was a two-man show between Tian and Doinb.
FPX will have a lot of healthy members. Drake is spawning in a minute. Another mountain, but they still want this inhib.
FPX had 3 Ocean Drakes, so Chris got down to 10%, so they'll all heal back up. As you can see, Fnatic need to defend again.
They do indeed.
Ding.
Will use that divine judgment, gets caught by the
Gragas insect.
trouble. It's burned off.
Oh, the stopwatch timing. Fucking Christ. He does so much damage on his own, and he also eats so much like damage back. And like he creates so much space with stopwatch. Holy fuck. His Zhonya's usage this game.
Need that ultimate to pull off something magical. 7-0-4 on Doinb's rise. The super carry of the LPL, the #1 seed of the LPL, is just moments away from a showdown with the #3 seed from the LPL. Hella saying that's a bold move, my friend, and he didn't find a target.
See if they just grab the Drake on the way out. FPX in full control. Great series today from them. Actually played really, really smart. Oh, I want to see if Hillesang is going to check.
Oh, trying to escape with his life. I think Flash is available to him. Steps out of vision for now. Another Mountain Drake before the inevitable Aldo.
Game pause.
Drake.
Oh man, Fnatic.
This is for the drama, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, look at Whippo. I want to look at the player faces here and try to read into their emotional state.
Whippo's like, my DPI was 1,800 instead of 1,799. I usually play on 1,799. It was really bad of me to play on 1,800. Could I get a full remake?
Other team actually messing up at this point, because even if we go full late game, I feel like FPX have still.
Alright, let's skip.
The Fischio is saying maybe a little bit of a.
Ref, your R key is right there, bro.
Help.
All right,
Side of FPX.
Let's talk about some late then. 1.5 minutes to Baron. Super minions pouring into the bottom lane. This will at least try funnel some of that gold. The Fnatic ways. I'm looking at silver linings here, team. But
oh man, sometimes Fnatic will do silly things like put Whippo on KL, put Whippo on Akali. Stop it. Just stop. Just stop. Let my man play his bruiser champs.
The backpack of FPX. He is phenomenal in this series.
Yeah, he's finished the game. He's level 18 full build, quick shot. Nobody else has even gotten to the final level of this game. So he's smurfing around here, literally in quarterfinals on the world stage.
And after all the criticism that FPX received from their group stage performances, the group of life, the debate,
6 items,
games,
holy fuck.
The big question that we did ask was,
6 item rise while Cassio has 3 items. Yikes. Yikes, he literally has double the Cassio items.
And let's, call the mistakes from Fnatic, let's call them out as well, but FPX caught them, punished them, and have played exceptional series.
If you're getting pressured everywhere, then you will make mistakes. That's just how it is. So credit to FPX 100%. I love the story as well. Tian and Doinb joining the other 3 members and actually making FPX a top team in China. Now a team who's gonna fight in this semi-final, most likely. At least, let's see if they can.
I mean, at least the Kai'Sa's fed, but Reckless isn't doing jack shit on Kai'Sa.
We have a saying in solo queue, and at least it doesn't get worse from here. Well, maybe it does.
Let's find out.
Woo! Rise ult, Kench ult, everyone's here. The whole gang is here.
The rest of Fnatic bail away. Now, what was committed for that Realm Warp as well as Abyssal Voyage, it finds the pick, but with Baron up, and a 45-second death time, that's exactly what FPX wanted.
Yeah, and the inhibitor's already down on the opposite side of the map. This is ideal setup for FPX. Fnatic have to pull something magical now.
All right, Gimgun's Hextech ultimatum is on cooldown. Doinb's Realm Warp 2. The rest of FPX, they are starting off Baron. Double Mantle, Triple Ocean. 2 minutes
Broxah, the hero.
He's already tried one attempt at
Broxah, the hero.
He's gonna have to try another.
Right, just chase around the Lee. Right, chase Lee.
Zoned away, has been pushed out.
Bye,
Fnatic
Broxah.
have been strangled off of the map. And it started by stabbing Bwipo in the bottom lane. His 0-7-3 Kale has been beaten up and bullied from first blood 32 minutes ago to now FPX with their second Baron, and they're now sieging the top lane.
Let's see here, Fnatic hoping to get one last fight under one of these turrets here. If you're looking on the other side, already GA now.
Gotta be it.
For the Varus, but again, the engage, you have to pull off. Someone like either Broxah or Hillesang has to go in, and they will probably die when they do it, if they actually want to get a real engage onto FPX.
That doesn't look like a real engage for now. That's just fishing for opportunities. Nobody was available yet. Earlier today, one of the Korean squads fell. It looks like a European team will fall in just a few moments, leaving 2 China, 2 EU, 2 Korea left.
2 China.
An all-Chinese
China number 1.
Something magical. They've got to defend inhibitors in 2 lanes at once. There are super minions on the steps of Fnatic's base. Death from below comes out. Doinb forced to flash, or at least moving away with the flash.
Well, the game was over.
The inhibitor falls. There goes Broxer trying to get some damage.
Level 16 Super Saiyan kill. Why is he not using ultimate? Oh my god, did you not fix the R key when you paused?
FunPlus Phoenix have shut down Fnatic and advanced to an all-LPL semi-final. FunPlus will face Invictus Gaming.
I mean, good try from Fnatic, but honestly, draft was brutal for them. They got smashed in draft, and also, even when they got ahead early, they couldn't execute anything. It felt helpless for Fnatic. Nice try. FPX is here to play. Doinb and Tian are activated AF. Crisp also played pretty decently well. LWX Gimgun was kind of disappointing. But FPX, like, their members are starting to fire up. We're starting to get the LPL FPX, not the group stage shitter FPX. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed my VOD review. Don't forget to subscribe. And remember, I'm not crazy, I'm just Loco. Bye!